This is EliteAgentSuccess.com. I'm real estate broker Andy Cleaves. Today, our conversation is with a first-year agent that closed 17 transactions, took 15 listings, and closed 2 buyer deals. Actually, he took more listings than that. He just closed 15 in the first year. He is definitely a rock star. This is Bryan Van Zee. How are you, my friend?
Hey, man. Thank you, Andy, for having me. This is awesome. This is really awesome.
Thanks. You know, this whole video blog is about helping agents grow their business. And you are definitely a rock star, so I'm glad that we're having this chance to have this conversation. So let's talk about those first 3 months. Let's get into the nuts and bolts. What were things like the first 3 months in the business?
Man, you know, sometimes it feels like it was just yesterday, and sometimes it feels like it was a million years ago. But the first 3 months was rough, was really rough. There was a lot of times when I was contemplating if I was even in the right place or if I was doing the right things, or, like, just should I not do real estate, maybe go back to school, be a nurse. All those things are coming into my mind during those 3 months. But it was just a lot of just cold calling, a lot of calling expireds, a lot of, doing open houses and not really knowing, not really being skilled in the scripts, not being really skilled in dialogues or contracts. It was just kind of just the act of doing these things that people that were successful were doing.
Right.
So, I had nothing to do. I had no buyer clients. I had no seller clients. I had no deals going on. So I just got into the office at 7 a.m. and I called until I literally couldn't talk anymore. So I would cold call expireds until 5 or 6 o'clock at night. And just, it was just like that for three solid months.
And what would you say was the breakthrough? What would you say got you to a point where things started happening?
My very first listing that I took, I'll always remember this listing, but it was in the city of Chino, and that appointment that I went on and that listing that I took just set the ball for the confidence factor. It was just after I saw all the hard work kind of paying off. I realized that, hey, this is possible. This is totally doable. I need to just call a lot of people. But it was just, I think once I had that confidence factor,
Right.
and I knew that it was possible, like the ball just started rolling out of control.
Nice. That's awesome. So mindset wise, you had like a shift.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
For sure.
That's awesome. So I heard you say 7 a.m. Did you have a morning routine or a daily routine? Can you talk to us about that?
Dude, absolutely. I feel like the morning routine is the most important part of your day. I have my morning routine down to a science. Like, it is sacred to me. Um, my morning routine starts actually the night before.
Okay.
So the night before, I make sure I kind of create a priority list for my next day. That way, I'm not trying to waste time and energy figuring out what to do the next day. I already kind of have an idea of what my priorities are. But, my morning routine is wake up at 4:45 in the morning. I pray and meditate as soon as I wake up, and I just say my thanks, and I just come from a state of gratefulness. And then I head to the gym. I get into the gym around 5 a.m., 5:30. I'm in the gym just working on myself, listening to podcasts, just kind of giving myself this time to work on my own mindset, my own health, and things like that. And then I'm in the office no later than 8 o'clock, starting my calls. So it's the it's the routine of those things never change in my day. Like, waking up, my wake up time is always the same. The gym routine, and then getting into the office and dialing for those brand new expireds who I think are just prime opportunities. And so that is just kind of the nuts and bolts of my routine. But that's
Awesome, awesome. So tell me about any tools that you use. Anything special that you do? Any kind of services that you use that help you with your business?
Man, there's, you know, it's crazy. When you really, when you're really all in real estate,
Right.
and people see that around you, affiliates see that around you,
Hmm.
it's amazing how much help the universe provides to your goals.
Right.
If
Right.
you're all in, if you're dedicated, if you're passionate about it,
Right.
you I receive so much help from so many people to help me get to the point where I am and got in my career. But the biggest things that I use are, I have a dialer. I pay for a dialer. I have leads coming in from Red X or Vortex or whatever X you're getting. Any lead that I'm getting, I'm calling. I really utilize my title reps. My
Right.
title reps always give me good farms and good areas and let me know like what areas to kind of focus on. But it's it's really just kind of just my specialty is just listed calls, circle prospecting, meaning I'm calling around my listings and just because I know once one property sells, one or two sell right away. So I'm not going to sit around and see my property sell and have a bunch of success and then see a neighbor put up a for sale sign. That should have been me.
Right. Right.
So I try to eliminate any type of missed opportunities, I would like to say.
Awesome.
So yeah, so dialer. I also use open house apps, things like that. But yeah, I use a lot of tools.
You mentioned a couple of things. Farm. Do you have a farm that you use right now, like a set farm, or do you use different farms? What's your mindset
I
on
have
farm?
I love farms, man. I feel like I have one farm and I already have a lot of leverage in this farm. I sold three properties in this neighborhood, two of which I set highest price per square foot.
Nice.
I recently just got another one into escrow within 1 week in a multiple offer situation, $10,000 over asking. So it's my farm. I know everything about the farm. I know there's 923 homes. I know the turnaround in the farm, and I am the top agent in that farm.
Nice.
So title has given me all that information that's super valuable.
Right.
And then so now when I'm door knocking that farm, I'm sending out mailers to that farm every month, and it's crazy because I didn't see the results of my farm until like maybe 3 or 4 months into putting money into it, into putting mailers out to it, things like that. And then I realized once I was like door knocking, these people know who I am. Like I don't even have to say anything. They automatically start talking to me. Like, hey, I've been receiving your marketing. That's awesome. You're killing it in this neighborhood. I'm actually trying to sell in another year or two. And like, it's like they're familiar with me because I didn't give up on it. I just picked a farm and I didn't care what was the outcome. I just told myself every closing I'm going to dedicate 10% of my closing to my farm. And I've just been doing that, and 6 months down the road, it's starting to come to fruition now.
Yeah. Yeah. You're the guy. You're the go-to guy in that area. And you said
Yeah.
900 plus rooftops.
Hmm. Hmm.
Wow, that's great, man. That's a huge farm. That's great.
Huge farm. It's expensive. It's
Yeah,
expensive, but yeah,
I know it's worth it.
it is. It is.
So you also mentioned open houses. Are you still holding like how many per month? Like, what's your routine or your
Man,
open houses?
I work 7 days a week, Andy. You know what I mean? So if I have time, I do all of my open houses. If I have to do the open houses during the week, I
Yeah.
do the open houses during the week. But usually, ever since I started, I've been doing an open house on Fridays or on Saturday and Sunday.
Uh,
So 1 to 4, both days. I don't take weekends off. I feel like lead generating on the weekends is when you find the best leads for me. If it's even if it's cold calling, it's people are nicer on the weekends. You know what I mean? It's you're not bothering them. They're not on their way to work, or they're not picking up their kids from school. It's, it's easier, I think, on the weekends. And I feel like a lot of agents think of real estate as like a Monday through Friday 9 to 5, but you got to be creative with how you're lead genning. And I found that a creative source is to even be like double down on the weekends.
Nice, nice. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So tell me something. If you were to give one or two tips to an agent and it's their first year in the business, what would be your top one or two tips you'd give?
Oh man, just I think there's so many. I think the biggest thing, the biggest tip I could give is pick a mentor. Um, you know, you got to remain coachable at all times. Like the second that you're not coachable is the second that you're not going to make it in real estate, you
Right,
know?
right.
Yeah. So first thing I did when I got into real estate, I found a mentor,
Nice.
and a mentor to me is somebody who has what I want.
Right.
And I pretty much just, I said, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. You tell me
Right.
to cold call from 9 to 5. I'll cold call from 9 to 5. You tell me to practice my scripts and dialogue every day. I'll practice my scripts and dialogue. You tell me to do open houses every weekend. I'll do open houses every weekend.
Nice.
And I just remained very coachable and humble, and they were right. Like they were 100% right. If you do the actions, you will lead to the results.
Right.
And so that would be like the biggest one. And and then two, I would say, man,
Well, that was a
just
big one. One was
yeah,
huge.
but no, that was like the biggest one for me. And then two is just like don't get discouraged. Like don't give up before you like hit the lottery. You know what I mean? Like a lot of agents, they will they'll do the groundwork, they'll put in the work, they'll do an open house, they'll door knock, but they'll stop after a week,
Right.
or they'll do it a couple times and say, oh, nothing's happening, so they kind of give up. And it's it's like, no, it's you have to do those things every day, day in and day out, for the first 90 days before you see anything, you know? Like, sure,
Yeah.
you might get lucky that you might knock on a door and this guy wants to sell with you for no reason. Great. But at the end of the day, you need to put in the groundwork. You need to like you need to build up this tolerance of sales and rejection and how to handle objections. Like, so that only that way you can learn how to adjust and tweak every little thing. And you only learn how to do that by being out in the field and
Right.
putting in the work. So those are like the two biggest ones. Just get a mentor and just put in the work and don't give up.
Sounds good, Brian. You are an absolute rock star, man. You are a rock star. By the way, when we went to lunch, remember all the agents we got together and went to lunch? I saw that new whip. I saw it. It's
Uh,
white.
oh yeah, that's my office.
After your first year, you deserve it, man. That's really nice.
Yeah, man, I'm super blessed, man. It's real estate is a career where you get paid based off of the amount of work you put in.
Right.
Like it's it's the only thing. Like some people are scared of that, but I I see it as it's an opportunity. It's just like, if like the way I see it is, like I need to close the transaction, like I need to breathe,
Right.
like
I love
it's
it.
there's no, if I don't have a couple escrows going or a couple actives or coming soon, I get anxious.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's not that I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but it's literally, once you catch the momentum,
Yeah.
you do whatever it takes to stay in momentum.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I love it. You're an awesome guy, Brian. You know that. So a couple of quick things. Thanks a lot for coming on. Thanks a lot for having the conversation. I definitely appreciate it. Um, This is EliteAgentSuccess.com. This video blog is all about helping agents grow their business, mainly so that they can lead the life of their dreams. Bryan is a perfect example. He's an awesome rock star agent. I'm glad he could make it. If you guys need to reach me, you got all the information right there on the blog. Take care.